Morning, boys and girls. Sorry I didn't have a message yesterday. Still having some internet trouble, but I think I got it all worked out. We've had techs out here a few times. But, anyways, enough of that. So, yesterday I wanted to talk about what we're going to learn about this week is about erosion. And hopefully by now you've all watched that Bill Nye video, so you understand a little bit about what it is. But we started by learning about how the Earth works and how these plates are floating around, moving around the planet Earth, bumping into each other, going under one another, sliding past each other. And while all this is happening, what's happening is that those plates are pushing and shaping and moving and forming mountains, and where those plates go under one another, there's melting, and that comes up as volcanoes, and as they slide past each other on faults, we have earthquakes, all shaping the way our Earth looks. It's pretty amazing that this Earth is this constantly moving, dynamic thing. And so we learned about how mountains are formed and about how the plates and the continents move around. But if you look at something like the Himalaya mountains, those giant mountains where Mount Everest is, these huge, sharp, spiky, spiny mountains where India is slowly grinding into the other plate and pushing it up to form these tall peaks and mountains. Well, in geologic time, in Earth time, those mountains are just little baby mountains. They're considered baby mountains because they're so new. They're brand new mountains that are being made. They're still being made right now. They're still getting taller. So those are baby mountains. Mountains that are new and sharp and pointy, like the Rocky Mountains, are new baby mountains where two plates are pounding against each other. But some of the oldest mountains in the world do not look like that. They're all worn down and rounded off because they've been eroded. They've been worn away through a process called erosion, through wind and water and ice. So once these mountain building is happening, the same thing is happening with the same thing something is happening at the same time is that wind and water and ice are starting to erode and wear down all of this stuff and shape it all and move it around and change the way it looks. So as you start to understand how the Earth works and how this erosion works, you can start to look around at the world around you and realize that how things are made and how they're very different. Some of these really oldest mountains in the world are in New York State, here in the Adirondack Mountains. Those mountains aren't all sharp and pointy. They're actually kind of small now because glaciers have crushed them and worn them away, and water has carried everything away. It's eroded it away. It's moved it, and it's made the smaller, smoother top mountains you see today, because those are old mountains. Real fast moving streams and rivers in a straight line with lots of rapids. Those are young rivers. Old rivers are slow and meandering and moving. They've already worn so much stuff away. As this stuff gets worn away and carried away, either by gravity or moving it down mountains, water, carrying out to the sea, all this stuff that's picked up by water is called sediment. And this sediment works its way out and it piles itself up and heavier and more, and it becomes sedimentary rock. And that sedimentary rock is pushed into the earth and pushed against another plate. It's all sort of remelted another time, and it's turned into metamorphic rock because it's changed. Or just the igneous rock out of the volcanoes and under the crust where it's just hardened magma, all gets pushed and twisted and turned and melted again, where it also changes. It metamorphs. Morph means to change. So all of this stuff is all connected with each other. So this week is all about that weathering, that water, that wind, and ice, which breaks apart rocks, but giant piles of ice called glaciers grind their way down into valleys and grind their way over continents and change the shape of that. And then that's what we're talking about this week. Don't forget your article a day and to write 3 facts about each one, as the directions say. And yeah, we'll talk to you again. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a meetup. All right, bye.